You may be thinking, this girl is immature, and there's a flippin' adorable cat on the fence, but this girl can bake, this girl can cook, so... Hey guys! Hello and welcome to today's video. I hope you're excited because today I am going to be showing you how I make German Spaetzle. So the first step, you're going to get a clean mixing bowl, and then we're going to add in 4 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons salt. We're going to give that a quick stir just so the salt is incorporated with all the flour. Next, you're going to need a separate bowl, and for this recipe it calls for 8 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and crack these. Now that we have our 8 eggs, I'm going to go ahead and add in 3/4 of a cup of whole milk and just stir that until it's a nice dough. And I actually had to come in and add more flour because it was a bit of a sticky dough and we're looking for more of a dry texture. And as you can see, I got my handyman to help out a little bit. So here I am adding a little bit of extra flour to get the consistency that I'm looking for. And I'm actually going to let the dough rest for about 15 minutes just to help the gluten develop, and then come back and do some more kneading. And I let the dough rest for another 15 minutes. I actually did this a couple of times till I was happy with the elasticity of the dough. Next, what you're going to want to do is fill up a pot with distilled water and heat it up till it's at a low simmer. And here we are! That's one thing I love about editing, where you can make things happen so much faster. So while we're waiting for the water to come to a nice simmer, I'm going to go ahead and cut the dough into 4 equal parts. And then we'll be working with them separately on a cutting board on top of the pot, actually. I'll show you how it's done. So now the pot of distilled water is almost at a rolling boil, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 1/4 of the dough that we just finished making, and grab a knife and slowly cut off, I don't know what you'd call these, almost little wedges. But this is a more old-fashioned way of making Spaetzle because they do have those little gadgets that you can just push the dough through and it creates a Spaetzle noodles. Okay, so the best way that I can tell if the Spaetzle is cooked is when you drop the noodles into the boiling water. It usually sinks down and then floats up when it's fully cooked. So we are going to do the same process we just did with the pot of water and slicing off wedges of the dough with the remaining 3/4 of dough. I forgot to mention that when you are scooping off the pasta, I scooped it into a 9x13 pan for reference if you need to know what size pan you're going to need. The next thing I do for this recipe is I actually wash the pot out, then start the flame up again, and I'm going to be making a cream sauce. So the first ingredient is cream, and I just add about 2 cups of cream, more or less. I don't generally measure. So I'm adding about 3 or 4 tablespoons of flour and salt and pepper to taste, and then I'm going to give that a stir. Next, I grabbed a bunch of fresh cilantro and washed it and just started chopping it into smaller pieces. One thing I did do wrong is I forgot to keep an eye on the sauce, so when I came over it was bubbling pretty vigorously, so I just give it a little stir and then added in my cilantro. I did leave a little bit of extra cilantro on the side so I could sprinkle that on top of the Spaetzle for later. Here I am just peeling a couple of garlic cloves for the sauce. Next, I just shove the garlic into the pot and give that another little stir. And as you can see by the thickness, it is just about ready. So the next thing I do is I just take a ladle and scoop the sauce over the pasta. I added a bit of our homemade cheese curds from our cows, and then the remaining cilantro. Then I preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When the oven is nice and hot, I add the pan of Spaetzle and bake it for approximately 15 minutes, or till the cheese and the sauce is lightly browned on top. And it's ready! Now I am just making a quick salad. For the salad dressing, I used 1 lemon, 3 tablespoons of hazelnut oil or olive oil, and 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, salt and pepper to taste, and why not a powerful ingredient called garlic. Shake, 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 and we're done.